Adrian Bill is here. I just want to acknowledge that I'm here.
Okay, hon. I gotcha. Okay.
The paper that you sent me, the crossword puzzle, it was very hard for me to see and it was blurry, so I did my best. I even tried to print it out. I think that maybe if I would have got an email, it would have been a little bit easier, but yeah, I tried to print it out and it became even blurrier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Usually the girls come in and get the paperwork, and I didn't know that you were out of town.
Well, no one ever expressed to me that I can come in and get the paperwork. I would have made.
I did. I've said that all this week that you could actually get the paperwork from me so you could hand it out. That was the first week you were here. Yeah. So that when they're good morning, Yusra. When we hand out the homework, that you'll have that actual handout that the girls are actually writing on. Remember, you asked about that?
Yes. And when I came in, the papers that they gave me, I don't know. I should have been more thorough. You're right. So I'll ask more questions and make sure I don't understand.
Are you only coming in for the 2 hours? You're not coming in for like the rest of the day? Because you have to turn in the work.
They don't have me. They don't have me come in. They told me I am strictly online Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
So you're to do the work though, you can get the extra additional 4 hours. You're not coming into here, but you have to do the work online in order to get the 4 extra hours so that you get 6 hours instead of 2 hours. Did you not understand?
So, go ahead.
Okay, so what happens is when you're here on those 2 days, they're thinking that you're here for 6 hours, okay? And you're doing 4 hours at home with the assignment that I give. Okay, remember, and you asked me when was that due, and I said the date of the assignment?
Correct.
Okay, so in order to get those additional 4 hours, you have to do the work and turn it in. Otherwise, you're only going to get 2 hours when you're showing up for theory. Does that make sense?
It does. So,
okay,
the work that I'm getting that I'm supposed to turn in, those are all the text messages that you send me. And maybe I should have been on it more to tell you, okay, I can't see this one is blurry, or this one never uploaded. I thought maybe get an email. So yeah, that's my bad. Don't worry about it. Let's not spend too much time on it now. I'll just make on top of it.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that maybe that's all you want to do is the 2 hours, or do you want to do the 4 hours? That's why I'm making a comment about it.
I want to do the 4 hours.
Okay. All right. Then
Jenny?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, yesterday, I don't know why the time yesterday, I start like 6:10, and then like after 1 hour, like shut down, and then I work again. But when I'm done, hi.
Okay, so here's the deal on this, okay?
Yeah.
After you've been on there for 45 minutes, okay, you have to refresh the page. Otherwise, it will log you off. If you're not doing anything on there, you have to, just by being on the website doesn't give you time, okay? You're supposed to be interacting with the computer.
But my computer, it was on all the time. It was green, the time green.
I know, but it may show green, but it's not, it logs you off after 45 minutes if you haven't done anything with the computer.
What we can do now, like I said 4 hours, but it's give me just 2 hours. It's not fair. I said 4 hours, I swear.
I know, but Yusra, you have to do it this way. You have to refresh the page every 45 minutes. You can't let the computer run for that time. It will not acknowledge it. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Oh my God, long stories.
You have to do it that way. up until this point, until that work gets done, it has to be, you have to check the time. It's not going to run for 4 hours for you. Okay, you have to be on top of watching the time. If you're not doing anything, you should be able to watch that time. Okay. Yeah.
So mine will stay, like, I will stay activated on the website because I've been going through it and looking at the lessons and also typing in the notes. But the time will say I've been on there for like 7 minutes or something last night, but then time won't match up because it'll say I logged in from like 10 a.m. to like 4 p.m. or something like that. And then it'll only account like a couple minutes.
Okay, because it's not being refreshed every 45 minutes. You have to do that. You have to hit the refresh button.
Oh,
even though you've been on there all that time, you're not interacting with the computer. So it's just sitting there low, like it's not knowing what it's doing. So the computer automatically will log you off. Okay, that's why you're getting those 7 minutes in time frame. Now, if you have to stop in the middle of something, okay, to log your time, say, let's say you have to go make dinner or something, okay, you just hit the remote back off again. Okay, you got to hit the remote off because some of you aren't even hitting the remote off. You just forget it. And so I'm going to show you guys when you do come in here tomorrow, the ones that are coming in, okay, what your time looks like. Okay, you have to be paying attention to it and refresh the page every 45 minutes. Otherwise, the computer will log you off. You may show you're on remote, but it's logging you off because you're not doing anything with the computer. You can't just leave the page up there. Do you see what I'm saying? And just walk away from it for 4 hours. You can't do that. You have to literally pay attention to the time. If you have to, set your clock on your phone every 45 minutes so that you're refreshing the page. Okay, that's the only way it's going to work. Does everyone understand that part of it? Okay. If you're not refreshing the page, you will not get time for it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to pay attention.
Sorry. So yesterday, I finally got, I hope I did it right. She said I kept refreshing it. Is there a way to find out? I just learned how to do all that on my new tablet. The woman helped me yesterday. She was very helpful.
So what she's going to do, she's going to come in and go through it again with everybody. Okay. So that you can go through it. If you've done your work yesterday, then I'm going to just let it slide and give you the 6. If you haven't turned in the work, you're not going to get it now by turning it in late. Okay, you can't do that. You can't. Okay. So
okay, thank you.
If you turned in your work yesterday, you should be okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but here's what she's going to do on Thursday when you guys come in. She's going to go through it and tell you the same thing that I am and walk you through it. Okay, because apparently we're not getting it in our heads. We have to hit that button every 45 minutes. Okay?
So I don't come in till April 2nd. That's my first day.
You're fine though. She already did yours.
Okay.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Gianna.
That's me.
All I can say is, did you turn in your work yesterday?
I sent a picture of the crossword, and then I did do the notes on there, and I did the answer.
Okay, well, yesterday, the crossword puzzle wasn't due until today, you guys. If you read the paper, it did tell you that. It said the crossword was done on Wednesday, and on Tuesday, you were supposed to do 8.2.
Sorry, but I did
Miss Janie, where on the paper does it say that the crossword puzzle was due? Because I don't see it for Wednesday.
Okay, it was supposed to be on for Wednesday so that you would have more work to do because there wasn't much work to put on there on Wednesday. But if you did it already, okay, I'll still give you credit for it, but you still have to do the stuff that you're supposed to do today. Okay? All right. Because I'll give it to you because it wasn't put on there for the day, but that's what the day was supposed to be for. Okay. Did you finish all the other work, the 8.2, all the things that it had asked you to do?
Who are you talking to?
To you, Gianna, sorry.
Oh, I did. I texted everything to your number. So
okay.
I wasn't supposed to, but the lesson challenge and the like A through B, A through C or something like that.
Okay. Just want to make sure everybody's turned that in yesterday. Okay.
Is there a chance that we'll be able to go over the crossword puzzle? Because I
Yeah.
was bad on just a few of them.
Okay, has everyone done theirs?
I thought that wasn't due till today, Miss Jamie.
See, that's okay, that's what I'm asking. So
Okay.
I actually wait until next week, give them a chance to try and do it, and then I'll go through the answers on Tuesday with you, okay?
Okay.
How's that, Gianna, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to wait until everybody at least try to do it. Okay, and then we'll go through it. What it is, these are words that are used in our vocab. Okay, the words that are chosen on there are from your vocabulary words that we gave at the beginning of the chapter.
So that will all be in our notes, correct? Our smart notes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
I went through like everything in my notes, and there were just a few of them that I seriously could not figure out sorry, someone was calling
That's
me.
okay.
But I couldn't figure out like number 4 and like number 12. I had put like melasma or something because I could not figure it out.
That's okay. Just hang on to it, okay? And then Tuesday, next week, after everyone's had a chance to work on it at least today, okay? And then I'll go through it.
Is
All
there
right?
I could pick up another copy today?
Sure,
Okay, awesome.
not a problem. Okay, I'm just punching people in here, sorry, as I'm talking to you. Okay, are there any other questions on it? I just want to make sure that everybody at least tried before I start giving out the answers to all of it, okay? But I was just trying to let you guys know that it was part of your vocab words. So there's some, there are words that if you had done them, you'd be able to find the definition, and that would help you out a lot on the crossword. Okay, I know it's a big chapter and it's a lot of keywords. I get that part, but this is the one chapter that is actually what you're in here for, is skin. So it's going to be the heaviest chapter. Okay, you just happen to start where it was the heaviest, I guess you could say, in the program. Okay, because everything else is pretty straightforward. I think we've only had a couple of tests that had 50 questions on it. Most of them are 25, but this one's like 100 questions on it because this is your area of expertise. Yes, Sarah.
Miss Janie, I tried to submit, I don't know if you got my text message, I tried to submit on the online portal. It won't let me enter anything in because it says I'm not enrolled in any classes.
I know, that's what I was looking at yesterday, and I was trying to tell Donovan that I'm like, why are they not being able to do this? You told me that they're supposed to be doing their homework on here.
So that's why I texted
said,
everything in, or I emailed the report, so.
Yeah, I got your homework. It's sent right to my phone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I did get yours. I'm looking at my messages right now. Hold on one second. And I'll tell you who I got work from yesterday. Okay. Avery, you can't hear me?
Oh, I got it fixed. I was trying to text you that while I had to leave the room and come back. My audio was just not working today.
Okay.
Yeah, I fixed it though. I just was trying to text you to give you a notice.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm looking at yesterday's work. So I got, pull them up here. Miranda Foster, I got yours. I got Sarah's. I got Yusra. Autumn. Destiny. Kat. Adrienne, I know I'm butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Michelle, it looks like. Okay, yeah, Michelle August, because it only comes up as Michelle, sorry. Gianna, I got yours. Diana. Okay, I got your text saying about what we did in class. Okay, I got that one, but I didn't get anything else. And then Raquel, I got yours. I got Araceli's. Jasmine. Okay. Jasmine, I haven't gotten yours yet. Is she in here?
Yeah, I sent everything.
Okay, I got your message. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it came. I was looking at the latest one I got from you about the dermalogic. I remember I was talking to you about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and that's about it. Did I miss? Oh, Alex, I got yours. And hold on, Alex. I'm going back just even farther. Okay. Who did I not call?
You didn't call mine.
Cassie? Okay, I haven't seen yours yet. Let me see. And you sent it to the text message number? The 209?
Yeah, I sent screenshots of it.
Okay, hold on. Let me look it up again, okay? Let me hit up your name just with a search. And it takes forever for it to look up. Okay. With a C, right?
Yeah, maybe under Cassandra.
Okay.
CASSANDRA.
Sandra Torres.
And along. Oh,
Yeah, I don't have your in here. That's why. Okay, so I have to make sure that that name gets put into the as soon as your name gets put into the zip whip, it'll bring up your homework. Okay. Do you hear what I'm saying, hon? Okay, I'll check with that. Why it's not
yes.
putting in here. She might not have added you to the group, but you get my text messages, right? When I send out the group text message. Okay. All right. So I'll find out about yours. Anybody else that I didn't call? No? Okay. Then we pretty much got your homework, okay? If I called your name out. So at least you're getting credit for it. Oh, here it is. Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right, so let me take roll really quick before we even go any further. So just today, when you start to do your homework, once you log on to it, like on remote, check back every 45 minutes to make sure that you've refreshed the page at the top, okay? That
Last
has to
time,
let
but last time, Miss Jenny, you know, I clicked just one time. It's work 4 hours and that's it. It's not me. I'm not doing refresh like yesterday.
But you have to refresh. That's what I'm saying, Yusra. You have to refresh. It won't read all the way through.
Okay.
Okay. Because remember, I told you last week that if you didn't actually interact with that computer, it would log you off. Okay. And you don't know that you're logged off.
The first few days I struggled with that too, but yesterday all I did was just open like an assignment.
Yeah, anything.
Every
just
like
to refresh that
30
page.
minutes. And I got the
You got to
full
open
5 hours.
something up. Exactly.
So Miss Jamie, it's every 45 minutes you have to refresh it, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to get it because I'm thinking that it's at least 45 minutes. Okay. I don't know if it's at 50 or whatever, but if you're good at 45, you're good every 45 minutes. Okay. Okay, because I know a lot of times you've logged on to the assignment, but you're working on it or you're doing something else because we told you that you're still getting time as long as you're being clocked in. But it's not like the zip whip where you told me, okay, I started it, and then you could let me know in 4 hours later I finished. Okay, it's not like that. It actually has you interacting with the computer so that you're getting education. It's not just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, that's why I asked you guys to make sure you refresh that page.
So you remote on when you start and then you click the remote off after your 4 hours?
Correct.
Okay.
But in between those 4 hours, you have to hit the refresh button. Okay, open up an assignment, something that shows you're interacting with that computer every 45 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. That will keep you logged on and keep your time going through. Okay. Does anyone not know what that means? Okay. Every 45 minutes, you're going to at least interact with that computer, open up a file. Okay. Open up something that you're interacting with it. You can't just be on there and let it go. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to find that you're not getting any time. Okay. I think Donovan sent out a mass message to everybody yesterday about how the clock time was going to work and not to use the other salon fundamentals. Okay. To learn about beauty site, you have to just use the lab 2.0 now. Okay. Is everybody comfortable with that?
Pivot point, right? Pivot point, like we've like
Pivot point lab, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna my roll here. Sarah, Miranda, Alex, Cassie, Araceli, Raquel. I'm like looking for it. Okay. Jasmine, Diana, Avery, Destiny. I see her. There you are. Okay. Cassandra Torres. No, I don't see her. Okay, and then Megan's not here. Autumn. Okay. Are you on, Autumn? Okay, I haven't heard anything from her. Okay. Giona's here and Michelle's here. Okay. So Autumn's not in here, huh? Looking around and she's not answering. Okay. Oh, was that message from this morning the one that says there are key terms on the back of the homework paper? Did someone just check that in? Okay. All right. Let me share my page then with you so we can continue from yesterday. Okay. There we go. Okay, we had just finished the causes of acne. Okay. And then this is going to go down towards the bottom of the page of 250 on 8.2. Okay. Let me open this up just a little bit. Okay, where it says your little bullets, right? It says do not touch the lesions. The first block there is going to be spread bacteria, because if you do this, this is what's going to happen. The second one is can lead to more acne. The third box is going to be can damage the dermis. The fourth one can cause discoloration. And then the fifth one is possible scarring. Okay, and then the next column, it says do not squeeze the lesions, because the first block forces the infected material deeper into the skin, okay, and can cause more inflammation and scarring. So that fills in that little box at the bottom of page 250. It basically tells you to recommend a home care treatment program. You want to involve the client in a series of facial treatments for that acne. And I've said this before, if I was doing an acne client and trying to clean it up, I would see him twice a week and give him a break on the second facial, because all I'm trying to do is clear up that acne now. So for a month, I might see her for two days a week. Okay, and after that, it could be monthly, all right, when she comes in. Because you should be able to, after 30 days, you working on that client's skin and she's doing everything that you do in the treatment room, but she's doing it morning and night, her face should start to clear up. And obviously it's going to get worse before it gets better, because we're pulling everything from up underneath the skin to the top so we can clear out everything. So the first 30 days, you have to give a product 30 days to actually work before you just shut it down and say you don't like it. Because everyone that you change to is going to make you break out when you first start it. Guaranteed. Okay. So you want to make sure that your clients are following that same pattern. You just have to explain it to them as like, this is an educational talk we're having right now. Okay, if we want to clear this, we have to work together. You're going to be doing this at home, and then I'm going to be doing it in the treatment room. But if you can't follow the same things, we're not going to be able to, actually get the results that we're looking for if she's not going to be doing it. Somebody ask a question? No? Okay. All right. So are you still, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move the page. There we go. All right. Just want to make sure that everyone gets this put into their handout or their workbook, study guide. Are you guys filling that in? Give me a thumbs up when you've actually gotten this filled in. Thank you, Sarah. And Avery. Okay, Diana. Good. Good, good. Who in here actually wants to work with acne clients?
I'm sorry, how do I do the thumbs up? I'm not sure. I always hear you saying it and I don't want to ask. But how do you
That's okay. I think it's under more.
Oh my God. That's so embarrassing. I'm literally just putting a like thumbs up on the screen, like putting my thumb up.
That's okay. That works too, hon. That works
Girl, I
too.
guess we gotta just ask more questions. Don't be ashamed to
Yeah,
ask.
don't be ashamed. Ask. Just ask. Is it under the more for mine on my?
It
but I don't know
is.
what it is for yours. Okay. There you go. Okay, so everybody's gotten this part down. Does anyone still need it on the screen? Okay. I'll get ready here and move the page. All right. So we're going to go over to the next page, which is going to be 251. And we're going to go through the different types of acne conditions here. All right, so your first one is going to be a blackhead. This is an open follicle with a black surface plug. It's been oxidized and turned black, okay, and the discoloration is due to the sebum's contact with the outside air, like dirt, smog, whatever's out there. It's also referred to as an open comedone, okay, because it's basically filling up with sebum. All right, now there's a lot of people out there using those Biore strips, which really don't work. All they're doing is removing that cap off the top of it, and the impaction hasn't been removed, so that sebum's still in the follicle. So as it secretes more sebum in there, it's going to come back up to the top. As soon as they walk outside, the dirt's going to hit that oil, and it's going to turn black all over again. So in order to remove the blackhead, you have to soften the skin up, remove the impaction, and close it back down with maybe a toner or astringent. That's the proper way to do the removal. Okay, the Biore strips is not removing it, it's only removing the plug until you go outside again. All right, your whitehead is basically known as a closed comedone. Okay, this is because the skin has grown over the top and it's filled with dead skin cells. So it's a plugged sebaceous gland with an opening that's not widely dilated. Okay, the follicle begins to bulge and it's generally soft. It lacks inflammation because it can sit there for years, okay, literally years on your face. And you usually see them right around the eyes, okay, because whatever they're using to remove their eye makeup has an oil base in it, and they're not removing the residue from that product. So it's still sitting on there. So if I take, let's just say petroleum jelly, Vaseline, something like that to remove like waterproof mascara, what ends up happening is you don't have anything strong enough to remove that Vaseline from the skin. So you're going to be sloughing off doing exfoliation on the face. It clogs those pores and cuts off the air. So now what happens is that sebum inside dries up and it becomes like a piece of or grain of sand is what it feels like. Okay, that's why they can sit there for years. Normally, you'd have to take a lancet, a small, very thin needle. We're not allowed to do that, but a doctor would be able to put a little hole in there, and so we can wiggle out that little hard piece of sebum that's been dried up. Okay, but that's why they can sit there for years, because as an esthetician, you aren't allowed to use a needle on a client. It's considered surgery in the state of California. So it's kind of a strange mix, but those whiteheads, like I said, they can be there for years. They're not going to grow into like a pustule because it's not a papule. It's just a whitehead. All right. Where the blackhead is open all the time, okay, the whitehead has closed itself off. So now no air gets in there. Someone was just talking. Did you have a question? All right. Okay, so you've heard my little stories about how that follicle fills up. I usually draw it on the whiteboard. Do you still need this screen still up, or have you got this completed? Everybody's completed it? You need it? Okay. Yeah, just go ahead.
I'm not seeing the screen. I'm just seeing your face.
Hit your, you have like little arrows when you see my face. Just make the screen smaller so you can see everyone else. One of those screens should bring up this screen that we're seeing right here.
Oh, there it is. I don't know. That was so weird. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. It's okay. I'll take a screenshot of it so I don't get everybody behind.
Okay. Are you doing it on your phone or the tablet?
I'm on my phone.
Okay, just, I don't think it has as many options. I noticed that when I was like trying to do a Zoom class for my instructional, I'm like, I can't find all these little things that everybody keeps talking about. I was like right where you were when I couldn't find the thumbs up. I couldn't find half the stuff because I didn't have that menu. So it's kind of hard if it's not up there so that you can see it. All right, no one else needs this, correct? Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go down to our papules. Okay, these are the beginning stages of a pimple. Okay, it's a small elevation on the skin, usually inflammatory. It does not contain pus, but it can progress and become a pustule. Okay, so it's basically just the red elevation where it gets a little sore. And usually is contained with a little bit of fluid, but it's liquid. It's like a clear liquid. Okay, and then when it grows into a pustule, okay, which is the progression from a papule, it gets filled with bacterial fluid and pus, and they'll appear red and cloudy or even white. I think these pictures should have been the opposite for that, because that top one is the pustule. We got them all a little bit backwards.
Okay, I have a quick question. It's Cassie, by the way. I remember you saying yesterday that when it becomes a papule to like treat clients before it becomes a pustule, what's the best way to treat clients?
I like my high frequency. I'll hit it to kill the bacteria underneath there so that it doesn't grow into that pustule. So anytime where most of the girls in here already do that, once you start to get a little papule growing, they're like, can I use the high frequency so I can zap it? Because once you can zap that, you're killing the bacteria before it makes itself into a pustule. Okay, we can't literally get inside of the skin to take care of that papule as it's growing, but we can use electricity on the outside and it will kill the bacteria on the inside of it. So that's what I meant by I would take care of it when it's still a papule, because usually then it won't grow right into the pustule. It'll just go away. It'll dry up from the inside. Does that make sense? But you have to make sure that your client or yourself are able to handle electricity, because if you're pregnant or if you have high blood pressure or you have a pacemaker, you're diabetic, all of these things are contraindications for using that machine. Okay, but most of the time you can use it on just about everybody except for the clients that are contraindicated. Okay, does that make sense to you? You're like, oh my God, it's so much to know, but that's okay. Once you get into the school and take the class, we'll go through a consultation to show you how to do that and how to look at other people's skin. All right.
Yes,
Do you
thank you.
have any contraindications to electricity?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we could use it on you. And it's a cheap machine. I mean, you can buy it for like 40 bucks on Amazon. It's like going to be your best friend when you're trying to clear up acne, trust me.
So you can't use it while you're pregnant, is that correct?
No. Correct. Okay. You can't use it while you're pregnant.
Bummer.
Okay. Does anybody still need this on the screen? Okay. No one's still writing? Okay. All right, I'm gonna turn the page here. Should go through milia. Okay. All right. This milia are these like pearly white enclosed cysts. These can be hard to the touch. Okay, they're difficult to remove because they're trapped beneath a layer of skin. Okay, they're also referred to as baby acne because babies usually get it because their mom's putting so much lotion all the way on the baby. Okay, also known as whiteheads, and they result from aggressive exfoliation and damage to the skin. So when you're aggressively exfoliating, what ends up happening is it blocks the follicle. Okay, and the skin goes over the top of it, it grows on top of it. Okay, and that's basically what happens when you get amelia. It's another name for whitehead. Okay, so that was one of those questions on your crossword puzzle. Okay, what was another name for a whitehead? Okay, and it was going to be amelia. Okay, but this is what it kind of looks like. looks like a group of them, but you can get like just one or two right around the eyes. Okay. So even though it says Whitehead above, like we just went through that a slide or two ago, okay, the Amelia is the same thing. It's just the technical name for a Whitehead. Okay. And let me know when you have this with a thumbs up. Okay, need cameras on again, ladies. I'm not seeing faces. Thank you. Is anyone still ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, let me know when you're finished.
All right, I'm done.
You're done? Okay. Let's move forward here. Okay, and then it goes into nodular cystic acne, which is characterized by inflammatory hard lesions found deeper in the skin at a point where the hair follicle becomes plugged. It should not be treated by an esthetician. It should be treated by a physician. Okay. But it sounds kind of funny. I would still, if the client was okay with electricity, I'd still be doing my high frequency to kill that bacteria. Okay. Because it can actually help. I'm not going to say it's going to cure it, but it can actually help a little bit. A lot of times when they have this bad of acne all over their face, they're needing to see a doctor regarding that follicle because it's secreting a lot more oil than normal. But we've all had that occasional pimple where it was just a little red thing, but it felt like it was this big, okay? Even though it was just a little dot right there. That's basically where that cystic acne comes in. So by hitting that high frequency on top of it, it's going to kill that bacteria underneath there. Because what ends up happening, because the follicle is just like a little tiny slit that goes in there where the hair comes out of, all right? When it starts to get into that cystic acne, the follicle gets blown up, okay? Instead of being this nice little angle like this, it now is blowing itself up. And that's why it's so painful, because it's stretching the skin underneath. If you don't kill that bacteria, what ends up happening as those skin layers slough off like every month, okay? By the time that layer that actually had that follicle where that cyst was, you're gonna have a depression in the skin because it ate that live tissue while it was down underneath your skin. So you wanna make sure you're taking care of that when you get them, okay? Otherwise it will start to eat away the live tissue. You may not see it until it comes up to the surface of the skin, which would be, monthly until it comes up, but you don't wanna leave it there. Okay. Looking around the room. So no one needs the rest of this up here, do they? Okay, good. Thank you, Alex. All right. I'm gonna move down a little bit further here. Should go through the list. Okay, acne is caused by a poor diet. Okay, extensive scientific studies have found no connection between diet and acne, unless you put that pizza or that chocolate on your face, and then it falls back on bacteria again. So it's not really what you eat internally that's causing that. So you just have to let acne run its course. Acne now can be cleared up. Okay, and if you can't help the client clear it up, she may need to seek a dermatologist. But we can help them. We can help a lot of people. okay? By just educating them on certain things, like just talking about the pillowcase little trick, okay? If they're removing their makeup every single night, they should be changing their pillowcase every other night, because they can sleep on a clean side and flip it over and sleep the next night on the other side of that pillowcase and then change it. So they do have that. If you have longer hair, you need to be putting that up like on top of your head so that you're not laying on that hair and then perspiring when you're sleeping. That perspiration and the dirty hair gets stuck to the pillowcase, and then you lay with your face on it. That's where that bacteria starts to come from. So if we're trying to clear it up, we've got to look at all the things that might be causing it in the meantime. So it's not just putting their hands on their face throughout the day, but it's how they sleep at night. Are they washing that and cleansing that face properly? And again, that's given through a consultation, speaking to that client. Because they're all going to have like little areas where they're like, oh, I'm always breaking out on this side, or I'm always breaking out over here. And then you just kind of have to put it together. What does she do for a living? Okay, is she going to be always having her hands on her face, or is she on the phone all the time? These are things that help you kind of figure out what's going on with her skin. Okay. So all you had to do is fill these two things in where it says acne is caused by poor diet. You're just going to put in there, food does not cause acne. Okay. Not chocolate, not pizza, not French fries. Okay, none of that is going to do it. Acne is caused from bacteria and hormones. Okay. Does everybody have this on their, filled in on their book? I got a couple of hands up, so.
I'm just writing the last part of the last sentence.
Okay. Thank you, guys. It gave me a thumbs up.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
All right, so you're going to turn the page and you're going to go to 252. Okay, and it's going to go through the grades of acne. Okay. So grade 1, okay, and this is going to go under your description, okay? Mild acne consisting of open and closed comedones scattered over less than half of the areas of the face or back. That's considered grade 1. Okay. Grade 2 is going to be mild acne consisting of open and closed comedones as well as an occasional papule or pustule. Okay, that still goes in the description because I haven't given you the treatments yet. All right, your grade 3, which is actually this 3 and 4 physicians areas. It's moderately severe acne that's characterized by numerous open and closed comedones, papules, pustules, and the occasional cyst that are frequently red and inflamed. Okay. And then grade 4's description is severe acne consisting of numerous papules and pustules, as well as a large number of cysts on the face, chest, and or back, or large cystic acne, leaving deep scarring that can occur over 50% of the face. So each one of those grades are going to be put into where it has your description in your study guide. Okay. Once you have these in, then we'll go back and I'll give you the treatments to be put in for like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4. So let me know when you have finished this with a thumbs up so I can help you out with the rest of it. Just
Sorry,
know
so
that
I just found the page and I see grade 1 acne description. What would I put there? The mild acne?
yes.
Okay.
It's on the screen right here.
Included is that grade 2 acne?
Okay, so each one of these is going in the description part of that workbook or that handout, okay? So mild acne is going to be put in the description for grade 1, okay?
Okay.
Number 2, grade 2, in the description, it's going to have mild acne consisting of open and
okay. I
okay?
understand. Thank
You're
you.
just not putting the treatments in yet because I haven't given you the treatments yet,
Okay. Okay.
okay? So I'd like you to fill that particular part in on all 4 treatments. As estheticians, you can treat grade 1 and grade 2. You cannot treat 3 and 4. That's used for a doctor. So thumbs up when you get this one, okay? Okay, have you gotten grade 1 description in?
No.
Okay,
Oh wait, grade 1. Yeah, I'm on the 4th one. I'm almost done.
okay. All right, grade 1 for its treatment is going to include antibacterial cleansers and mild or enzyme exfoliation. So it's antibacterial cleansers and mild or enzyme exfoliation. Okay.
I'm sorry, one more time, please.
Antibacterial cleansers and mild or enzyme exfoliation.
What was the last part?
It says, and mild or enzyme exfoliation.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Okay, it's antibacterial cleanser and mild or enzyme exfoliation.
Mild or enzyme
Exfoliation.
Okay.
Okay, and you want to follow it with, someone doesn't have that yet? All right, you're going to follow it with gentle effleurage strokes.
Oh, this is on the same one?
It's on the same one. I'm not, yeah, this is all part of it. You can follow with gentle effleurage strokes. Or Dr. Jacquet movements.
Or what?
Follow with gentle effleurage strokes or Dr. Jacquet movements.
Can you spell Jacquet for me?
Yeah, Jacquet.
Or Dr. Jacquet, what was the last word?
Movements.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to follow it with a mud or clay mask. Okay, follow with a mud or clay mask.
Miss Jamie, if I Google the treatments later, will they show up? I'm sorry, my son is just, he's sick, so he's being very clingy today and I'm having a hard time get it all.
Okay, I'm not sure. Let me check this thing right here. It might even come up second on here. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Oh, look here. You can take the screenshots.
Where's the
from there.
dogs?
There you go.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Did they go out yet? All right, I'll call you when I get off class.
Okay, so this is what you're going to put in your descriptions for your treatments now, okay? So we went through grade 1. Grade 2 is the same as above, but you want to omit effleurage and perform only Dr. Jacquet movements. Otherwise, you're going to increase the oil production. That's why you're not doing the effleurage strokes, okay? And then it says proper home care is imperative. They have to be doing this at home if you're going to try and clear it up. They can't be slacking. I had a student one time, her acne got really bad, and so we started to clear it up. We were using her as kind of like our little experiment in class to show her how to do that. But she would go home at night with her makeup on and still come in the next day with the makeup on the night before. And I go, well, if you can't cleanse your face, we can't help you. You've got to work with us on this little thing, okay? She's like, but it never clears up. And I go, but you're not washing your face even at home. Because you come in with the makeup from the day before. I'm like, you've got to remove that makeup before you go to bed. You have to.
So I just have a question. I know we're only allowed to do grade 1 and grade 2. Why can't we do grade 3 and grade 4? What does that entail?
Because that's usually, the doctor usually has to add medications to it.
Oh, okay, so like more
Okay,
of like
actually, yeah, to control the sebum production. Okay. And that's basically where it's coming from. It's bacteria, so they'll start you off with antibiotics, okay, which is kind of stupid. Okay, if you think about it, it's rather stupid, okay? Because all you need to do is pay attention and keep your face clean and keep your hands off your face, okay? I had a son who went through that whole, you know, puberty type of thing where he just started breaking out because of that hair. But once I made sure that he was washing his face properly, there was a great improvement on that. So you do have to pay attention. Okay, and some of us are not born with beautiful skin. Some of us are. So the ones that are not born with it, you have to work at it. And that means you can't be following somebody that's got beautiful skin already, because it has to do with your genes too. Okay, your parents. So if your parents had great skin, you're probably going to have great skin and you don't have to work very hard at it. But there are others, like myself, that had to work even harder to make our skin halfway decent. Okay. So grade 3's treatment, again, it says do not treat, refer to a physician. And grade 4 is do not treat, refer to a physician. Because they're getting into the cystic acne, that's why.
When we're done with this one, or when everyone's done writing this, can we go back real quick just so I can get a screenshot of the last page?
Mm-hmm. Are you guys finished with this one yet? Okay, Cassie is. All right. Michelle, did you get this page?
sorry.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I took a screenshot of it.
Okay. All right, let me see if I can roll this back for you. Okay, there you go. Not better?
Oh,
Get your screenshot?
thank you.
All right, I'm gonna move forward here. So everyone got both these pages, correct? Filled in? All right. So we're gonna go and turn the page here. Okay. All right, so it's gonna go into acne treatments on page 253. All right, it's gonna break it down. All right. Under acne treatments, you're just going to write in there, include topical therapies and medications, oral, which is systemic medications, and various other treatments can be used. All right, and then it's going to go through the topical treatments. Okay, I'd rather treat something topically than try and give them medication, which can probably, you know, upset the liver and all kinds of stuff, because that cystic acne, when they're handing out that Accutane, you have to have liver panels done every 3 months to make sure it doesn't destroy your liver. Okay, so if I can do something topically, I'm only affecting that area. Okay, when you take something orally, it goes through your whole body. Okay, so it's going to jack up something else in your body. It's not going to just, you know, attack one little thing and then it's gone. If medication worked that way, it'd be great, but it doesn't. It affects other areas of the body, even though that's not what you're trying to fix. All right, so the first one is the benzoyl peroxide. Okay, they can buy this at the drugstore. It's an ingredient that's used to dry and exfoliate the skin, and it also helps in killing that bacteria. Now, they should be using a 5% benzoyl peroxide, and even Clearasil is 10, so it's a little too strong. Also, the instructions on it say apply to the affected area only. And most people will take it, put a little on their hand and rub it all over their face. So that the other parts of the face are peeling, which didn't need it because it only needed to go onto that area where the pimple was at. Okay, so you just remember, you need to explain that to your clients too, because they're going to be too dry in other areas and then they're going to stop using it and they don't like the product. All right.
So as an esthetician, are we allowed to prescribe this? The
benzoyl peroxide? Yeah, because they can purchase this at the store, like at the drugstore. Okay, it's available to them. It comes in a little brown bottle. You know, I know you've seen it. All right.
So anything over the counter we can prescribe?
If you need it to, yeah, but I'm telling you, the
Okay.
benzoyl peroxide that's over on the counter, you got to be careful. You might want to dilute it with maybe some distilled waters because it's 10% when you purchase it. And all the client needs is 5. Ugh. There goes my screen. Okay. I'm gonna have to log off. So I'm gonna let you guys take your break. Okay, until 5 after. All right,
Okay.
okay, because my screen's just black. I can't see anything right now. And it's flashing. I'm gonna try and stop this. So we'll pick up on this after break, okay? All right, I'm gonna have to log out completely. I'll see you at 5 after, okay, ladies? All right, guys. Welcome back.
Give me my phone.
Huh?
Sorry, talking to the baby.
Okay. Make sure everybody's come back.
So Miss
We're gonna
Jamie,
get some new people tomorrow, huh? What was that, Michelle?
is there anything, pardon me, we're both sick now. Is there anything that I can use that's safe while pregnant for my acne from like hormonal wise?
I don't see why benzoyl peroxide wouldn't hurt, but I mean, it's gonna dry it out and you're only gonna dab it like on a breakout. So you don't
Okay.
put it on the rest of your face, but you can use the cleansers, toners, moisturizers, masks.
So I can use a toner? A toner is safe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
A toner is safe.
Okay. I just
Okay.
didn't, I know there's some, I know you can't use retinol and I know there's some other ingredients that you're not supposed to use. So I just haven't been using a toner because I just didn't know.
A lot of people don't use a toner and they don't understand what the toner is used for. The toner is to attract the moisture, like lock it in so that the next product that you put on there goes into the skin. It kind of helps it.
Doesn't it
So it
also
works as
help
a
with the
nectarine.
pH balance in your skin as well?
Yes. But
Okay.
if you haven't raised the pH, you don't need to worry about it putting it back there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The only time it would get raised is if you were using an alkaline product to cleanse
Okay.
with.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but when you're using professional products, they're all acid balanced, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. So I
Okay.
can use stuff that has acids, like salicylic acid. That's not going to
No,
hurt
you
it.
cannot use salicylic acid.
You can't. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
That's not a toner, though.
Yeah. That's what really works the best. Okay. No worries.
Okay, hon. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's just going through. Are you pregnant now?
I am.
Oh my, you just got a baby there too. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes. Yes. I am very busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna make time for this. Good luck. You guys do miracles. I know that I went to beauty school and worked and went to high school still. So I'm like, I know what it's like to get through all that.
Not due till September, so hopefully I'll be graduated by then. So that's my goal.
Okay. Jasmine, Alex, you guys don't have cameras on, some of you. Okay, there we go. Okay, one more. Adriana, sorry. Can you turn your camera on? Miss Beal. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, I need you in front of the camera.
Yes, okay, so the thing is, the roads in Wyoming just opened and I'm trying to get in the shower so we can leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just gonna,
I've
you gonna
been
log
stuck here
off?
for like 5 days. I can see you, I can hear you, I'm doing everything. I'm just nude right now. I don't want to expose myself, but I'm here.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, we got you. All right, so on. All right, before we went on break.
Is it okay if I still be on class and?
I don't know how you can take notes and get dressed at the same time. That's what I'm saying. So that's going to be up to you.
I'm recording it. It's recorded.
Okay. You just have to pull it back up again. So it'll let us know if you looked at it again. Okay.
Well, I was recording it on my phone, but that's fine.
I know it's recorded here too. When you go to look it up, it'll come, you'll have to go through the pivot point program. That's what they're helping you do. Okay. All right. Then you'll be tracked that way.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Before we went on break, we had gone through just benzoyl peroxide, but topical antibiotics like medications that are prescribed by the physician to dry the skin out and kill the bacteria can cause acne as well. Okay, even though it's there to clean up the bacteria. All right. Retin A contains tretinoin. It's a powerful derivative of vitamin A that dries the skin and promotes rapid exfoliation to get rid of the breakouts. Gianna, you were going to say something?
No, I was not.
Nope. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'd like to say something. Also, I believe there's another student in the class with a name that's similar to mine. So you never pronounced my name right, so I don't know if you're calling me or
I
not.
know. I'm trying. I'm sorry. Who else have I got in here? Araceli? No. I'm trying to figure out who I have in here that is not the same name. No. Adriana, isn't that how you pronounce it? Okay, she left again. All right, let me go back to this. No, I moved.
Were you calling for me or?
Oh, yeah, I was trying to say it there. I only have you that with your name. Adriana, is that how you pronounce it?
No, that's not how you pronounce my name, but I also hear you call someone else's name. It's okay. I'll try to, it's okay.
Okay. Sorry, this is like skip pages here. Come on, back. Okay. Here we go. Back to the page that you were actually working on. All right. And then you have azelaic acid. Okay, this is an acid that promotes drying and cell turnover. This is actually a test question at board that asks about azelaic acid. Okay, so make sure you write a little note next to that one. All right, salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid, okay, that mildly dries and promotes cell turnover by producing a mild keratolytic action, which basically means it dries it up. Okay, so that was great for acne. That's why you said you like that salicylic acid. Okay, glycolic acid now is an alpha hydroxy acid that breaks the bonds that connect the skin cells together. Basically, it's breaking down that intercellular cement or glue that's left on the skin, okay, and allows for that cell turnover and exfoliation. Basically, anytime we're doing an exfoliation, it can be just as mild as using a washcloth on your face, okay, or you can work yourself up into chemicals, okay? So that's where all the magic basically comes from when we're doing treatments to our clients, is using some form of exfoliation to get rid of that dead skin cell. So you can start very mild and work your way up, okay, through even treatments. We try to get our clients set on a 6-week treatment unless they're getting a peel, and that's going to be every 2 weeks for 12 weeks, okay? But it's still like 6 treatments is what you're trying to work your clients into, okay? Because you want them to be able to come back to you, right? So you're prepping their skin to move up the ladder on the exfoliation scale. Okay. All right. Everybody fill this part into your study guide. So pretty much, I'm going to just give you some extra little hints on this. Okay, that benzoyl peroxide, what it actually does is it releases oxygen so that it helps kill that bacteria. Under topical antibiotics, it's just sometimes prescribed to dry the skin up and kill the bacteria that cause the acne. Retin-A, it's exactly how it's written right here. Okay, it's powerful derivative of vitamin A. Azelaic acid, they're all basically doing the same thing. They're drying so that the skin will actually turn over and bring up that next layer. All right, but some of them are a little bit stronger than others. So benzoyl peroxide would have been my weakest one on this list right here. Okay. I'd probably do retin-A after glycolic if I wanted to put it on a scale. So azelaic acid would be next, salicylic behind that, then glycolic, then retin-A, if I was going through a list, okay, on which is the strongest. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, all right. Like there's no name on there, I think, right? That's what I thought. Okay, because I couldn't find them either. All right, she just handed me all your homework. All right, any questions on any of these right here? Okay, did you get a picture of it too? You guys that wanted to? So all exfoliation is doing is removing the dead skin cells, okay? So it doesn't confuse you. That's all it's doing is removing it. And some of them speed it up, so it actually works faster than it normally would. Because our normal exfoliation all by ourselves, when we're not doing anything other than just cleansing our face, is like a 25 to 28 day cycle, okay? And you'll slough off these dead skin cells. Mainly they're in your home, okay? All the dust that you collected inside your house, depending on how many people are living in there, okay? They're dead skin cells. It's making the dust in your home. It actually makes your mattress a little bit heavier because you have dead skin cells that slough off into your mattress. People don't realize that either. That's kind of gross. And if it's just one person in your bed, that's fine. But if there's two people in there, then you're getting double the whammy for dead skin cells. So I remember telling this to my brother-in-law, and he was like pulling all the mattresses off the bed and vacuuming at both sides of it. And I go, good idea. I'm looking to see if someone added a question, because basically when you buy a brand new mattress, it weighs a certain amount, right? Within 5 years, that mattress actually weighs probably about a good 60 more pounds or something in there. It's a lot. Yeah, it's gross. 5 years, you can get up to 60 pounds, yeah, of dead skin cells. So, kind of nasty, huh? And we have a normal drying of the skin when it's really cold outside and we turn the heat on in our home, and it basically sucks all the moisture out of our skin, so the skin gets drier and it flakes off even more. So that's why we're using moisturizers and things to lock in our skin cells. All right. So has everyone gotten this particular part filled in yet? Miranda, you still writing, hun?
Yeah, but I'm almost done.
Okay. Anybody else still writing besides Miranda? Gianna, I can't tell if you're asking me a question or not. Your head's like tilted like this, and I've got a little face this big. So I'm like, are you ready to ask?
I'm like typing into the computer.
Oh, okay,
so,
that's what it was. I'm like, she's looking like this. I'm like,
that's why I try to keep like turning my camera off, because I know it'd be looking weird, but it is what it is.
It's okay. It's just that I get a picture of each one of you, like 4 of you at a time, in this little box about that big. So I can see like little faces and stuff, or when you peek your head over the top of the thing, but I really don't have a full view.
All right.
So that's why I'm always going back and saying, did you finish it? Because I don't see all of you at the same time. I get 4 of you at a time. And then I hit my little scroll and it pops up so many of you on the next, the next slide. So when you guys are finished, go ahead and give me thumbs up or just tell me you're finished so I can go into the next slide. Okay, good. All right. You finished, Miranda?
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right. So here we come up again to the continue of this, okay? Acne treatments, the use of oral therapies would include antibiotics such as tetracycline, minocycline, erythromycin, but they can inhibit the growth of the bacteria. Okay, so that's where the doctors think, because we talk about bacteria and hormones affecting it, right? They're trying to get rid of the bacteria, but don't you think you could wash your face or hands, keep them off of your face so you don't have to take those antibiotics? Because as women, what ends up happening is we end up with yeast infections after taking the antibiotics. So it's like, if you can stay away from those and just properly cleanse your face, you wouldn't have to go through the acne treatments, because a general practitioner, that's the first thing they want to do is hand you this antibiotic to clear it up. Oh, if that's not doing it, then we'll try something else. And then they start working their way up towards Accutane and a couple of other drugs. All right, so we're trying to stay away from that unless we're actually trying to peel the face. Okay.
Miss Amy, I'm sorry. What do you want us to write in that box area? Which one? The acne treatment or the
oral, where it says oral therapies?
Okay, okay.
Okay, you're going to write in there that acne treatment. Okay. And then when we get to Accutane, you're going to put in this bottom half right here. Okay, so all of that's basically going to be put right underneath the Accutane. It's also called isotretinoin. Excuse my butchering, okay? It's prescribed only in severe cases of grade 3 and 4, but it's also prescribed for wrinkles, okay? Fine lines and wrinkles to actually make those lines disappear. Again, it's only temporary for a certain amount of time. Once you stop using it, of course, the skin is going to revert back. But it says other treatments range from intralesion injections to liquid nitrogen or the incision and drainage of the pustules. Intense pulse light and laser can actually do resurfacing or a light chemical peeling. So all of these can be included in a treatment that a doctor might prescribe. Okay. Something we can't do, but this is where the doctor could actually take it just a couple of levels higher than we can. Now we can do light chemical peeling, we just can't use the laser. And we can't do an incision to remove the pustule. So that's why I said electricity can help us in the long run to actually prevent that. So all of this goes into your Accutane area on your study guide.
So I'm just curious, I keep hearing you talk about this light thing or this, I think you said it's like $40 and you can get it over the counter. Is that what you, so what is
Yes.
that? I've never
That's
heard
a
of
high
it.
frequency. That's a high frequency machine. It's also known as Tesla current or the violet ray. Okay, we were talking about that in the previous chapter, right? So this is from your electricity chapter anyways, but it's a tool that can be used to kill bacteria, okay, dry up a pimple so that like within the next day you start to see it drying up instead of actually coming to a head into a pustule, if you catch it just in time, okay? I would have clients come in just because they wanted me to use the high frequency on them once a week. This is without a treatment, they just pop in. I can actually take gauze and lay it on top of her makeup even, and I can kill the bacteria that's underneath the skin with that high frequency, and then she can just leave at lunchtime. So I haven't messed up her makeup, haven't done anything to her. Okay, but she was trying to clear it up, so I could have her come in even twice a week for me to use the high frequency on her. But I charge her a $10 charge just for the use of the electricity. Okay, and I'd make it in a time where it's real easy for me to do it. I could probably do it in a consultation area and not even have to put her on a table. Okay, so that I can fit her in between my appointments. But this is something you're going to have to figure out what you want to do for yours. Remember, this machine also kills bacteria, but it also grows hair. Okay, so what's kind of nice is the comb attachment that's in there. You can use it on the scalp, and that one you would probably use for 5 minutes straight when you're doing it on the scalp. And that's where your textbook will tell you that you do not do a treatment for almost 2 months if you do a 5-minute treatment. But when we're trying just to kill the bacteria on the face, it's just a quick over the face. It's not like you're spending 5 minutes with the machine on one area. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. We can do it a couple of times a week because we're not doing it for a full 5 minutes. If you are, then you have to wait 2 months before you do your next treatment. Okay. And if you're doing it incorrectly, you can sometimes cause hyperpigmentation marks. So you have to be careful, okay, that you're not, it's called like a burn, but it's still a hyperpigmentation mark. It'll turn brown. But that's the machine I'm talking about. And you can't do it to someone either if you're pregnant, okay? So if you were the esthetician and you were pregnant, you wouldn't be able to use this on your client, because you need to take the current yourself first before you apply it to the client's skin. Okay, so as long as you're pregnant, you can't even do it on somebody, nor can you have it done to yourself. Okay. Let me know when you finish filling this area in. With your little thumbs up. All right, thank you, Sarah. Okay. And thanks, Avery. And Destiny, got yours. Okay. Anybody still need this up there? Okay. Need a picture or anything? Take it now. All right, and then I'm going to move forward here. We're going to go into our pseudoryphorous glands because those were our sebaceous glands. Okay, these are your pseudorefers. Remember I told you that osis at the end of the word would be something to do with your sweat glands. So your bromiodrosis, which is also known as osmiodrosis, it's where they get the BO from. It's a foul-smelling perspiration caused by the yeast and bacteria that break down on the sweat of wet skin. Okay, so just think of it as, bro, you smell. So bromiodrosis is that foul-smelling perspiration. Anhydrosis is going to be that lack of perspiration that's either caused by the failure of the sweat glands to work properly, caused by fever or illness, or something that may require medical attention. The only thing I can actually give you as an example of this, that whole mess with Prince Albert, when they accused him of, working with Epstein and asking him questions, he swore that he didn't sweat. So he had this illness, and this is what he was talking about. However, on some of the other ones, you actually saw him sweating. I don't know what he was talking about. He doesn't sweat. He was sweating on the camera for us. But that's the disorder that actually, where they don't sweat. I did have a student that did not sweat on one half of her body. Okay, and at that point, because it was only half, it was called hemidrosis. Okay, because it only covered half of her body. They have another one where people might sweat. It looks like a red liquid. It almost looks like blood, but it's not. And that one's called chromidrosis because it's the coloring that's changed. There's a lot of disorders for sweat glands.
Hyperhidrosis.
And hyperhidrosis, yeah, which is basically overexertion, okay? When you get hyper, because it's like when you go to the gym and you work out, that's the type of sweat hyperhidrosis is.
Ms. Jenny?
Mm-hmm.
And just this one here, number 14 was question, right? It's not the same? In the homework.
What about the homework right now? I have it in front of me. So.
Yeah, number 14, it was, I think, the exclusive false smelling.
You're talking about the crossword puzzle.
Yeah, the puzzle, sorry. Yeah,
okay,
the puzzle.
That's okay. All right, but we're going to go through that on Tuesday, or if you come into class on Thursday, I will go over it then. But I want to make sure everybody has a chance to try it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll go through that tomorrow, all right? And then if you're not in class tomorrow, then I'll go through it with you on Tuesday next week when you come back to class, the ones that are only on theory.
No, I ask you this, this is a question, bromidosis, no?
Bromiodrosis is foul-smelling separation.
Oh, this is the answer?
Yusra, I don't have the homework in front of me. I don't know what you're looking at, okay?
Okay, I think you have one.
Tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, so I'm leaving this up there so you can fill the two portions in your study guide right here. Okay, and I'm gonna look around, make sure everybody's, do take a picture if you need to. Okay. All right. Okay. Does anybody still need this on the screen? Please let me know. Okay. No one else needs it then, huh? All right, I'm going to move this. So here we come up with our hyperhidrosis. Okay, and this is an overproduction of perspiration caused by excessive heat or general body weakness. So it's like you're working out at the gym, you're outside mowing the lawn, you're overexerting yourself. So that's what your hyperhidrosis means. Hyper means more, okay, and the hidrosis is the disorder of the sweat gland. Okay, and then milia rubra is, I call it chub rub, but it's a heat rash, okay? It's an acute burning, itching rash that's caused by excessive heat and sweat. Okay, it's also known as prickly heat, and it's most often found on the trunk or the thighs. So sometimes behind your knees, okay, in the creases of your arms, like where your elbow is, sometimes you'll find it, believe it or not, there. Little babies get it. That's why I call it chub rub, okay? because they get their little fat little legs together and then they start sweating. Okay. But it can be on an adult, but that's where the word came from, the chub rub. But it's a heat rash. That's basically all it is. And if you're, if your pants are too tight and you're sweating in the summertime, that kind of stuff, we all been there where it's just uncomfortable. Okay. But again, it has to do with your sudoriferous glands. So out of these, we had bromidrosis, osmidrosis, okay, anhidrosis, hyperhidrosis, and milia rubra. Those are your sudoriferous glands or sweat gland disorders. Okay. I'm sure everybody's still writing. There you go. How you doing, Araceli? You okay?
Yes, I'm doing good.
All right. Sarah, you all right? Okay. Diana, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, Catalina, how you doing? Just when I saw her there. She come back? There you are. Okay. Does anybody still need this up on the screen? All right. Okay, then we're going to move on to the next page. It should be on 254. Okay, and we'll go into skin growth. Okay, and these can be small projections on the skin that can develop as a result of a variety of causes, such as sun exposure, causing the brown spots, hormonal changes, or trauma to the skin, or rubbing. So a benign growth or mole will have a regular shape. It can be skin colored or brown. They can be flat or they can be raised and are symmetrical, so they're evenly. Okay, basically what we'll get into in a minute is the ABCDs of a mole, how to send someone to the doctor or let them know to have it checked by a physician. But right now, we're just going to fill in the benign growths or moles and the skin tags. Okay, skin tags are small elevated growths that can be easily removed by a physician. I know you've seen them like on your grandmother around her neck usually. They think that it's too much cholesterol in the body will actually produce these. They can be taken up. I've had clients tell me old wives' tale where you take your own hair, has to be a strand of your own hair growing, and you tie it around the base of that skin tag and leave it on there overnight, like tied like a string. And it should fall off by the next morning, but it has to be your hair. It can't be somebody else's hair. A weird little thing. So at the top of your page where it says skin growth, that's where you're going to put in there the small projections, okay? And then you're going to start down below that for the benign growths.
Do you want us to include the skin tags in that empty gap?
Yes, please. It's pretty much your moles, as long as they're a solid color all the way through and they're not like changing in color and diameter and they're not asymmetrical, these are all things that are looking for on the good side of a mole. But the bad things are going to be, it's asymmetrical, sorry. Its border is a bleeding, okay, on the outside. The color changes, or the diameter shouldn't be any larger than the eraser head on a pencil. So these are things that we would be looking for. We're going to put that on the next page, so don't worry about it. All right. The only thing I can add to that skin tags is that they're often found where the skin is frequently rubbing against clothing or jewelry. Okay, that's usually where you find them. All right, give me a thumbs up when you get this filled into your study guide. Gotcha, Catalina, Sarah. Moving around here. So by the way, girls, I bought that cashmere for you guys, so we can try it tomorrow. The cashmere wax. I just got to get a can on it. Then I can actually dispense it.
What is cashmere wax?
This is a hard wax that's applied like a thin soft wax. So hard wax is usually applied thicker because it doesn't use strips.
Mm-hmm.
So this wax, it works like hard wax, but it's applied like soft wax. So soft wax requires the strips, right? And you apply it very thin. So this wax, you're going to be applying it really thin, but you don't need strips to pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a hybrid they've made now between the two. But the reason why, you know, you use the hard wax in the first place is for like facial hair, in the really sensitive skin areas, let's put it that way, underarms, bikini areas, that kind of stuff. But this new cashmere wax, you can actually apply it to all the parts you would do for soft wax because you get the same results. And sometimes the soft wax, it needs to be applied in areas where it's very fine hair because the hard wax won't pick up the very fine hair. So you usually have to go back to doing the soft wax again to pick up those real tiny baby hairs. But the thing of it is, you can't go over those areas like 2 or 3 times with soft wax. You can with hard, but you can't do it with soft wax. Okay, you start pulling up skin because soft wax gets attached to skin and hair, and hard wax gets attached to hair only. That's why you can use it multiple times without it hurting the skin. So this one's kind of neat. It takes away the part where you don't have to have the strips, and it gets the fine hair and the resistant hair also. So it's like 2 in 1, I guess you could say.
Would you
But
be able
have
to
learn
use that
both.
on a Brazilian?
Yeah, you could use it on a Brazilian. Because it is still basically a hard wax, okay, which means that it's going to attach to hair only. It's not going to attach to skin. What's plus sign is it hardly uses any wax, where the hard wax you had to use a lot more of it, right? This one you can use as thin as you normally would on a soft wax application, which means you use less wax, okay? And you don't have to use strips with it. So cost effectively, it's much better deal. Okay, so it might be something that you guys want to use in the salon. Instead of having to have soft and hard wax, you can just use a cashmere and it picks up everything. And there's another one, Diana had brought in her mermaid one. They all work kind of like the same. In fact, even when she was using the mermaid, when it got to be really resistant hair, they just asked you to put a little bit more wax on it like you would a regular hard wax. Okay, you just didn't do thin pieces of it when it got to be real resistant.
So you don't have to go over it twice, just add more the first time?
Yeah, sometimes you can, sometimes you have to go over it twice. But the deal is, we don't want to go over the areas where we use soft wax. Okay, because when you go over it with soft wax, you're picking up skin every time you do that. So you can see how it's dangerous to do it that way. But the hard wax, okay, you can go over that 5, 6, 7 times. It doesn't really matter because it's not attaching to skin. It's only attaching to hair. What it does when you apply it to the skin, it attaches to the hair and it makes like a shrink wrap. It wraps it like wax around the hair and pulls it up, okay, without actually pulling up a layer of skin. But soft wax will always pull up skin and hair. Okay, and that's not such a bad thing sometimes, but if you've got somebody that's been doing a lot of exfoliation, okay, it can cause a big problem because you can pull up a layer of that skin and it will kind of look like a rug burn, you know, it's very sensitive and sore. And you really don't want to do that because it falls under that category of a burn for the client and you would lose. She wants to sue you for that burn mark, she can, if you leave a scar on there. And there's a chance sometimes it will leave a scar. So you got to be very careful. But your cashmere, it's nice. It's a nice wax. All right, so I'm sure everyone's gotten this put on here, right? I'm going to move forward. There you go. Okay, these are your pre-malignant growth. Okay. So all of this is actually going to go in to the pre-malignant growth. Okay, they're similar in appearance to malignant growth. Okay, they can be either flat or raised. They are irregular in shape. The border sometimes is notched or flowery looking, which means it just has a raised and flat areas on it. The irregular color can be shades of black, brown, red, blue, or white. They tend to be asymmetrical and more than 6 millimeters in size. And actinic keratosis is a common example of what it would look like. And that's basically what that picture is right there of that red with a little scaly part on the top of it. Okay. So actinic keratosis is a common pre-malignant growth, if you want to call it that. Okay. So these are things that you might want to have when you see something like this. You might tell your client, maybe you should have this looked at. Okay, ask your physician, your doctor, whatever, to take a look at these because it could be the pre-stages. Okay, not necessarily, but at least you're warning her ahead of time, you know, because you're seeing her skin. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but in sewing, they have like a little ruler that's about this big and it breaks it down into millimeters. So if I had a client, I know it sounds crazy, but if I had a client and I was noticing things that were being on her face, I would use that little tiny ruler because it actually gave me a more accurate, I guess, measurement of it. And I would write that on the consult sheet, well, her consultation card when I'm doing her treatment. So I can actually say, okay, I took a picture of it on this date and this is the size of it. Now, if it increased the next time she came in, then I'm really going to want to send her, you know, to a physician and say, you know, I checked it from last week or last time you were here and it seems like it's growing. So I would have that checked out. But again, this is going to be on your sheet when you write down the information of her treatment. Okay, because every time she comes in, you should be keeping a record of what she gets done and the time frame of her exfoliation. So if it's, you know, you're working up from 2 minutes to 10 minutes, you need to have a time frame on there. You have to document everything.
Miss Janie, what do we write for the actinic keratosis?
Okay, that's basically another name of what that is right here on the illustration, this picture.
So we just.
Yeah, it's basically over dried skin, but it's inflamed. Okay, actinic means ultraviolet, remember? Okay, and keratosis is basically that keratin is from that kera part of it. Okay, and the tosis for the end of that word is letting you know that there's a disorder. Too much keratin being placed up here. That's why you see the little white dead skin cells in that illustration. So what usually almost looks like psoriasis in a way, but it's red because psoriasis isn't red. It usually has that just that silver coating on the top of it. So next to an actinic keratosis in your study guide, you just can write common malignant growth. Okay, that's all you have to write in there. A common pre-malignant growth. All right.
When people have like dark circles under this, is that just a layer of skin or it goes deeper than the first layer?
Oh, you have like, they said something like 37 layers on top of your skin. That's, we consider to be the 5 layers that we talk about. Okay, but that part that you're talking about is usually hereditary, okay, by the dark circle, or it could be they're not getting enough sleep, so circulation's not going through the body like it should. So a facial could actually get that circulation pumping again in that area. But if they've been tired, they're not eating properly, you know what I mean? Or if they're losing weight quickly, all of those things can be causes of those circles underneath there. But if everything else is good on your body, then there has to be something else the doctor can look at. But for us, we really can't do anything about the dark circles except to make them appear less noticeable, okay? Because everything we do in this industry is temporary, right? To make it look good for now. It's not something that's going to be forever. I wish it was, but it's not like a facelift where automatically you've got like 10 years change, you know what I mean? We're actually preserving the skin is what we're doing. Every time we see a client, we're trying to preserve her skin so she doesn't age as quickly as possible. But I can't give you any answers for that other than just a facial. Okay, so we can get blood going to that area. If that answered your question. Okay. Does anybody still need this page? Okay, just checking. Okay, now you're going to go into the malignant growths, which are the cancerous ones, okay? And they must be diagnosed by a physician and treated immediately, okay? That's what you're going to put next to malignant growths, okay? Then you'll move down to the basal cell carcinoma. And that's actually an illustration of one right there. It's a common malignant lesions that tend to appear either translucent or have irregular borders and like tiny little blood vessels that run through them. So, and they can occur anywhere in the body, but usually they're there where the skin's been exposed to the sun. Okay. So if they've been there, been out in the sun for a while. Men usually get it around their nose and parts of their head, like their scalp when they're missing their hair up there. Okay, and women will get it on their nose and other areas of their face, but they usually don't get it on the top of their scalp like men do. And when that basal cell starts to grow on there, it starts to invade the surrounding tissues, okay? And so that's why they have to remove it surgically to get rid of all of it. Is everyone still writing? Good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop right here for the day. After you fill this in, I'm going to grab the homework assignment and make sure that you guys understand what's supposed to be done today. So give me 1 second while you're still writing. Okay.
Miss Jamie, for the homework, I finished the SMART notes, but we've been on this chapter for like 4 days.
When are we going to finish it?
No, it just says to finish it. Did we not finish?
No, we're not finishing the chapter.
Okay, because like it just says, finish your SMART notes.
Oh, it just meant if you didn't finish filling them in when we were doing class, that's what they're saying.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. That doesn't mean finished it. End of it. Because they have to do that with the Cosmos. And I go, mine students have always put their information in. So that's part of their theory class. Otherwise, they don't get credit for it if it's not put in there because we went through it. Okay. And it asks to give you, it says to send a short explanation of what the Zoom was about today. So we went through again, the same skin conditions, right? And we went through the sebaceous gland disorders and the sudoriferous glands. Okay. And then we went into the beginning stages of cancer growth. So that's what our class was today. Okay, and then it says to answer the following. So you have a set of key terms. All right, and then it says to list 6 secondary lesions and their definitions. So you're going to go back into your study guide where your primary and secondary lesions are and fill in 6 of them. Okay, write them on a piece of paper with their definitions. Okay, the next part of that says describe the symptoms of a rash. Okay, so you're going to go back to the rash area of your study guide and it tells you what those symptoms are. Okay, usually like little bumps at first, right? Red, irritated area. Okay, might be itching. All right, then you're going to go into what it says, give examples of conditions that would prevent a treatment. So you're going to go back through your study guide and find certain conditions where I have told you that you would not do a facial on it this time. So I'm going to give you an example of like herpes. You wouldn't do a facial on somebody that has herpes, right? So that's what they're asking. Go through the conditions that we've covered so far and tell me which ones we are not allowed to do services on. That's what they're asking. All right, and then it wants to know the difference between a blackhead and a whitehead. Okay, and I covered that as far as its definition for both of them, right? A blackhead is an open comedone and a whitehead is a closed comedone, but that's not all of the description, but I gave you part of it right there. Okay, then it says to list the 4 grades of acne and explain possible treatments. We covered that in our notes today. Okay, so you're going to have to write out the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, and the treatments that I gave you. All right, then it says, tell me how you would convince a client to take care of their skin. What would you say to somebody if you were trying to get them involved in taking care of their own skin at home? So
Wash your face and don't leave makeup on at night.
Pretty much. So if you were sitting on a consultation desk with a client prior to, you know, her treatment for the day, you'd have to go through her cleansing procedures and basically tell her how to use her products. Right? Because most people don't know how to use their products or how much to use of their products. So during a consultation after a treatment, you're going to show them what products they should be using and how much of each product so that they go home and they can use the right amount, not waste it. Especially if they get a starter kit, which is like a 2-ounce bottle, and there's probably 4 or 5 bottles in there with 2 ounces of it in there. If they're not using it the correct way, then they'll be wasting half the product and it'll only last them a week or 2. And it's supposed to last for like 28 days. So you want to make sure that they're using it correctly so that they don't waste the product. Okay, and then it says finish your SMART notes. So if you didn't fill in all of this area from your SMART notes up to this point, then you're going to complete the rest of it. Okay, because some of you took pictures of it and you go back and you fill it in later. That's fine. But now it's telling you to fill it in.
So I just have a quick question. Will I do, this is Michelle, by the way, will I do mine how I did mine yesterday?
As far as your homework,
yeah.
1 second. Because she just gave me all the homework. So I'm like, okay, let me find your name on here. Okay, I found Jasmine. Let me see yours. Catalina. Or Sally, so you're before them, okay. Alex, let's see. I'm trying to find yours, hon. Okay, you sent it to the text messaging?
Yeah, you said that you had it this morning.
Yeah, I have a bunch of homework. I thought these were in order, but they're not in order.
So
If they're not right, listen, Michelle, if they're not right, okay, I will, right after I close this class, I'll go in there just to make sure and I'll send you a text, okay?
Okay, Okay, thank you.
Okay, because I haven't gone through the whole stack. She just gave it to me like it's a huge stack here. All right. So does everyone understand what their homework assignment is? And everyone understands that they have to go onto the remote. Okay, hit themselves as remote. They have to refresh that page, open up a file or something every 45 minutes. Otherwise, it will log you off, and it won't tell you it's logged you off. Okay, not on your end anyways. It'll tell me you logged off because you weren't paying attention to it. Okay, and actually the people that are coming in tomorrow, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about as far as you logging in and not paying attention to the time. You'll get to see the same printout I get to see.
It does show you if you go and check.
Yeah,
Like,
see?
you can go check your hours. It'll show you the exact time that it clocked you out.
Yeah, okay, if that helps you guys, so go ahead and pay attention to that stuff. It's just actually watching it. It's what it is. More than anything, just watching your time. All right, are there any other questions? Go ahead, hon.
So I did need to go pick up another crossword sheet. Can I go do that now?
Yeah, come on down. I'm at the side door. You came through the side door before, remember?
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye. Anybody else have any questions?
I have a question. Mine still, I know Jasmine just said that it'll show you exactly like when it clocked you out, but mine's still like not showing my hours, even though I'm like clocking them.
Okay, and
You
that's
have
what I
to-
was trying to have to talk to Donovan about. It's like you
No,
may not
you
be in
guys
the
have to
program.
change the date on there. So when you go to look at your time hours, it's gonna just immediately put the start of the week as like a Sunday or Monday. You have to actually physically change the date to the current day, and then it shows you
Thank
all
you.
the time you're logged in.
Thank
Or
you.
just enable them, like enable the date and just put show all hours. It'll show all of them.
See if that works, Cassie. Are you trying it now?
Okay, I got it all.
Okay,
you.
not a problem. Thank you, Avery.
I was so worried it wasn't working. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm taking all this time to refresh the pages like this last week. And I'm like,
It
Good,
literally
okay,
took
then
me like 2
bye.
days, and I realized the date was wrong the whole time, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Good, thank you for helping. All right, anybody else have any questions before I log you guys off for the day? Okay, then I will see the rest of you tomorrow. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, the puzzle was due today, the crossword?
Yes. If you can fill it in the best you can, you know what I mean? You can actually, this is what you can do. If you don't want to sit in that crossword puzzle, you can write a cross and then write the numbers and then write the answer that goes in the crossword, okay? So like, let me see my crossword, hold on. Okay, so right across at the top, and you have a 1, you have a 5, you have a 6, right? 8, 9, 12, whatever. You write all those numbers down under the across, and then you do another set of numbers for the down. You can just write the answer for like across on number 1 is going to be a hardened red elevation with no fluid. That's going to be a papule. So you just write 1 across is papule. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's how you can turn that in.
So Miss
Okay.
Jamie, for me, I won't see you till April or next week, correct? Next Tuesday?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Have a good day. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you guys later. All right.